Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I'm going to be guiding you through the Warrior series. We're going to first start in Child's Pose. We're going to take a wide-legged Child's Pose. If that's not in your practice today, you can go ahead and do narrow-legged. Our toes will be touching here. Your hips will be sitting on your heels, and then you can come down to your mat, lengthening those arms in front of you. Just allowing yourself to melt and be held by the ground. Your head can come down to the mat as well, or a block or a pillow. Really scanning our bodies, see how we're feeling. Here we're going to activate our Ujjayi breath. Our Ujjayi breath is going to be our victorious breath, also known as our oceanic breath. It's an inhalation through the nose, exhalation back through the nose with a gentle constriction of the back of the throat. This is going to activate fire within your body. It's going to get you through today's movement. A couple together, in through the nose, back out through the nose. One more together. And on that exhalation, we'll come into our tabletop. You have your toes untucked here. Those wrists are going to be stacked under our shoulders and our knees aligned with our hips. We're going to take an inhale together to drop that belly. Our chest rises up, our gaze is looking up, and exhaling to round our spine, pressing away from our mat for our cat pose. Inhale to drop the belly, gaze up to our cow, exhaling it down to cat. You can take a few on your own, one breath, one movement. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. When you find yourself on your last breath, you meet me in a neutral position. We're going to tuck our toes and send our hips to the sky, to our downward facing dog. Your feet can be planted down or you can be on your toes. Your hands can be pushing away from the mat, really lengthening your spine. Your neck should be aligned with your spine. Don't overextend. That will just cause an injury that you don't want to happen. So go ahead and relax that down. You can push maybe towards your thighs, pedal them out, and really using that Ujjayi breath. We'll be here for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and inhale, raise that right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step forward in between your hands. That back leg is going to stay straight and lifted. That front leg is going to come at a bit of a 90-degree angle. You go ahead and inhale to rise up for our crescent lunge. Your hips are going to be squared to the mat. Finding that foundation, really lengthening up that spine. When you find that stable foundation, you can go ahead and inhale those arms up, or add a cactus here. I'm going to keep them just up overhead. And you can deepen that front lunge. Maybe you step a bit forward, and we'll hold here. We're still using that breath and activating our core. You should start feeling a little bit of like heat in your body. I know my legs are feeling it. Go ahead, and we're exhaling to our warrior two. We're going to step and plant that foot, that back foot down. Our hips are now going to become parallel to the mat, and our front leg is going to remain in a 90-degree angle, or you can step a little bit further if that's a little bit more comfortable to widen your stance. Once you find your foundation, you can go ahead, inhale your arms out to a T, and imagine that you're being pulled from both ends to find your center. Your gaze is now going to look towards your middle finger at your front hand. Breathe here. Maybe drop your shoulders away from your ears. Really engaging that core. For 3, 2, and 1, we'll go ahead and exhale to extended side angle. Our front forearm is going to be on our front thigh, while our back hand is going to go overhead. You can gaze up at your hand or at your foot. And here we want to make sure that we're not collapsing onto our shoulder or onto our leg. We want to make sure we're really elongated and activating that core, using that core. And there should be a small triangle from your underarm and your thigh. So really lift here. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back to warrior 2. We're really lengthening up our spine. Exhale to reverse your warrior. Legs are still the same. That back hand can touch the back of your thigh while the front hand comes overhead. Gaze can be up at your fingers here or down at your back toes. Whatever is easier on your neck. Again, keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to cartwheel our hands down to the mat. Send that back leg to meet the left. We're now in our plank pose. Our shoulders are going to be over our wrists. You can drop the knees if that's a bit easier on your lower back, and come down to a low cobra. Inhale to rise. Exhaling it down to downward facing dog. Beautiful. That is going to be our chaturanga transition between legs. Get there to whatever is comfortable for you. Again, you can go on your knees in your plank and really lower down to inhale to rise to cobra. Or you can be in high plank, lower down to your cobra. However you get there is fine. You could even skip it altogether and meet in a downward dog. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. All right, so in our downward dog, we'll go ahead and rise that left leg, 3-legged dog. Go ahead and step it in between your hands. Find that foundation. Does not have to be perfect. Back leg is still straight and engaged. You are on your toes. Front leg is about 90 degrees. Hips are squared. Hands come overhead. Crescent lunge. Breathe here. Roll those shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to plant that back foot at a 45-degree angle. We're going to now keep our hips parallel to the mat. Front leg stays the same, or you can widen your stance. Once you find your foundation, inhale your arms to a T, lengthening your spine. Gaze is now in between your front fingers. Warrior 2. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale that front arm onto your front thigh. Back hand comes overhead. Gazes at the front or at your back toes. And again, we're not collapsing. We're keeping that core engaged. There should be a little gap between your armpit and thigh. For extended side angle. 3, 2, and 1. Doing great, staying strong. Come back to your center in warrior 2. Really making sure we're still lengthening up. Go ahead and exhale it to reverse your warrior. Back hand, back thigh, front hand overhead. Gaze is up or at your toes. And breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. You're going to go ahead and cartwheel your arms down and find your way to chaturanga. Rinse it out. And we're in a downward facing dog. Beautiful job. We are now going to kind of flow through that. One breath, one movement. So let's get started. All right. In our downward dog, go ahead and inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your hands through your foot, through your hands. Inhale to rise up to crescent lunge. Breathe here. Exhale, warrior 2. Plant that back foot down. Arms come out to a T. Hips are now paralleled with your mat. Gaze is through the front fingers. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Front forearm, front thigh. Hand is overhead. Remember not to collapse onto your shoulder. Gaze is either up at your fingers or down at your toes. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale to rise up. Back to warrior 2. And reverse your warrior. Back hand, back thigh. Front hand overhead. Go ahead and rinse it out to your chaturanga. Left side, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to rise to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale to reverse that warrior. Rinse it out. Beautiful job. We're now in our downward dog. Find your breath. This is our last movement, so take what you need. When you're ready, I'll meet you on your backs for Savasana. Allow your mat to just support you here. Breathe through the nose. Exhale it through the mouth and sigh it out. We did it. Oh, I want to thank you for letting me guide you through this warrior series. We had a few little interruptions here with just being outside in the world, but you know what? It is what it is. You can practice yoga anywhere as long as you are still connecting breath to movement. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and take care.